Welcome to yet another exciting session with FinStechs. Today, we're diving deep into a fresh leak surrounding Motorola's upcoming flip phone. We're talking about the Razr Plus 2025.
Or the Razr 60 Ultra, depending on where you are, right?
Exactly. And you shared this Android Police article, which seems, well, packed with info. It's based on leaks just days before the official reveal, which is next week, April 24th.
Yeah, it looks like EvLeaks, who's usually pretty spot on, dropped basically everything. Official-looking pictures, a spec sheet.
So our mission today is basically to unpack all of that, figure out what's important, and get a solid idea of what this new Razr is all about. Quickly,
It sounds good. It really does give us almost the whole picture already.
Okay, so let's start with the design. The first thing, and this seems like a big deal to me, is dust resistance.
Oh, definitely. That was missing last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. And for a phone that folds, with all those moving parts, dust getting in seems like a major worry.
Absolutely. That's a key durability upgrade. For any foldable, managing dust ingress around the hinge and screen is crucial. It addresses a big potential pain point.
Good point. Now, visually, the leak shows 3 colors. I thought there were rumors of 4.
Yeah, these latest images just show 3, but the materials sound quite interesting.
Tell me about it. The scarab green one apparently has an Alcantara back.
Right. That soft, almost suede-like material you find in, high-end cars sometimes.
That would feel pretty different in the hand, I bet. Not just glass or plastic.
Totally. A very premium tactile feel. And then the Rio Red is supposed to be vegan leather.
So different textures, aiming for that premium vibe, maybe?
Seems like it. It suggests they're really focusing on the look and feel, beyond just the folding mechanism. Could help with grip, too, actually.
Okay, let's talk screens, because that's, central to a foldable. The main inside screen is getting a bit bigger.
Yeah, up slightly to 7 inches from 6.9, and it's a POLED display.
POLED meaning plastic OLED, which lets it fold, right?
Exactly. And they've apparently bumped the resolution to 2992 by 1224. So things should look sharper on that bigger unfolded screen. Videos, text, whatever.
Makes sense. A sharper, slightly larger main display is always nice. What about the outside screen?
That seems to be staying the same, a 4-inch POLED.
Okay, so still a pretty usable size for notifications and quick tasks without unfolding.
Yeah, it's probably a balance, right? Keep the outside useful, but not make the folded phone too chunky.
Right. Now, cameras. This sounds like a big upgrade. Dual 50-megapixel cameras on the back.
And a 50-megapixel one on the front, too, according to the leak.
Wow. So 50 megapixels all around. That suggests they're taking photography pretty seriously this time.
It certainly seems like a major focus. Of course, megapixels aren't everything, but having high-resolution sensors across the board, it often helps with detail and low-light performance. Should be good for photos and video calls.
Definitely something to watch. Okay, under the hood, performance-wise, it's got the Snapdragon 8 Elite.
Yes. Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite system on a chip, or SoC.
Which is basically the phone's brain, and Elite means top of the line, right? Fast performance.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a flagship-level chip, so you'd expect really smooth operation, good gaming performance, handling demanding apps, all that stuff.
And the leak also mentions some pretty wild specs for RAM and storage. Up to 16 gigs of RAM and a terabyte of storage.
That's what it says, yeah. Massive amounts. Now, whether we'll actually see those top-tier configurations everywhere, like in the US, is still a question mark.
True. Often the highest specs are limited to certain regions. But it shows the potential, I guess.
It shows they're aiming high, catering to power users, definitely.
Okay, battery life. Always a big one. The leak says 4,700 milliamp.
Yep, and paired with 68-watt fast charging.
That sounds pretty good, actually. A nice capacity bump and pretty fast charging. Should help ease battery anxiety.
It's a noticeable upgrade from the previous model, for sure. That combination should mean less time tethered to the wall, which everyone appreciates.
Definitely. Okay, so hardware sounds mostly impressive, but there's one potential, let's say, point of discussion. Software updates.
Ah, yes. The leak suggests only 3 years of major Android updates.
Even though it's launching with Android 15, the latest version.
Apparently so. It matches what they offered last year, but, the market's moving. Some competitors are offering 4, 5, even 7 years now.
So if you plan on keeping your phone for a long time, that's something to think about. 3 years isn't that long these days.
It's definitely a factor to weigh, yeah. How long you expect the phone to feel current in terms of software features and security? It's a bit of a downside compared to the hardware specs.
Right. And finally, the big unknown price. Any hints there.
Just whispers, really. Some indications it might be a bit pricier than last year's Razr Plus out.
Which was already pretty premium.
Exactly. But we'll have to wait for the official announcement next week, April 24th, to get the actual numbers. Leaks rarely nail the final price.
Makes sense. So, okay, wrapping this up. This leak gives us a really comprehensive preview, doesn't it?
It really does. A nearly complete picture of the Razr Plus 2025.
We've got potential upgrades like dust resistance, that bigger, sharper main display, the fancy materials like Alcantara.
The boosted camera system, that flagship performance with the Snapdragon 8 Elite, and definitely the improved battery and charging setup.
Yeah, lots of positives on the hardware front. But then there's that software update policy. Just 3 years, which is well worth noting.
It's the main point of caution, I'd say, based on this leak.
So hopefully, this quick dive into the leaks has given you all the key insights into what's likely coming with the new Motorola Razr Plus a Xiao. Some exciting stuff, but also that one thing to keep an eye on. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe.